Our very first speaker grew up feeling awkward and shy because of a speech delay. But listen to how God helps him find confidence. Welcome, Sam Atencio.
That's how I communicated up until I was 2 or 3 years old. I couldn't speak because I had a major speech delay. And because of that, I was always shy and I had no confidence. I wasn't the best or smartest student in school. In fact, it was hard for me to make any friends. Every time I would try to say something, I would stutter. It's like I have the words in my mind, but nothing will come out. This speech delay was partly because of some brain damage from a near-death experience. Yeah, I almost died. The year was 2002, and my mom went into labor during a worship service. Luckily, she was able to go to the hospital just in time. But there were some complications. I wasn't getting enough oxygen, and it was so bad that the doctors had to tell my dad to make a choice. Who should they save? The wife or the child? The child or the wife? I think my dad wanted to save the wife. I'm kidding. Of course, he wanted to save us both. He prayed really hard that he'd be willing to do anything for the both of them. And in just a couple of moments, God answered his prayer and gave me a second chance. He named me Sam because he thought I was going to come out during the worship service. Or the bug Samba. Pretty clever, right? So thank you, Dad. Thank you, Mom. But all jokes aside, I was born with challenges. So I was always told to work harder than everyone else. And I always wondered why. Was it because I wasn't normal? Was there something wrong with me? Will I ever be good enough? When I was learning how to pray, I asked God to help me find the right people. People who would accept me for the way I am. And I believe God answered my prayer in 2 ways. Number 1, through my family, because they inspire my faith and help me build that confidence. And number 2, a family that encourages me to get into music. Music was my way to communicate to the world, a way for me to express myself. And those sounds that I made when I was younger, it actually turned into this. Yep, yeah. SDC? Rise up! That's right. That took me a while to learn. In fact, it took me a while to learn a lot of things. It was my mom who helped me realize that just because I was slow, that doesn't mean I couldn't learn things. She taught me a very important lesson about resilience, that you should do your best regardless of the outcome. Because at the end of the day, you'll be happy that you gave it your all. I remember my mom worked with me on my sight words. And to those who don't know about sight words, those sight words are those flashcards you get from elementary school, and has those simple words like can, would, should, because, all those simple words to help you build that simple sentence. And she put it everywhere in the house. And like when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. Like the room, my room, the bathroom, the kitchen, in the car. Even my toys would be labeled with them. But eventually, I was able to get it, and it paid off. Because by the time when I went to the first grade, I was the spelling bee king. That's right. So thank you, Mom, for always believing on me and never giving up on me. I love you, Mom. But being the spelling bee king doesn't exactly make you popular. In fact, I was still the weird/quiet kid. The school bullies would say I was too dumb or too slow because I couldn't read at my current grade level. But every time they messed with me, my brother Sean was always there for me. Sean is 2 years younger than me and has been my best friend since day one. He was able to decipher my own language of different sounds and understood what I needed or wanted. He was my bodyguard. He was my translator. One of the things I've always admired about him was his own self-confidence. At a very young age, I watched him come out of his shell with ease and so comfortably. It made me inspired to do the same. So thank you, bro, for believing in me as well. And to help me not be so self-conscious and just do the good things that make me happy. And what makes me happy is being on stage with you, proving to you that confidence can be learned. And this confidence building, it's not an overnight thing. It actually took a lot of patience. It took years of my family's guidance and lots of trusting in God, which you could say it started the day I was born. Remember when the doctors gave my dad a choice? My dad put his faith in God that both Mom and I would be okay. I'm so thankful that God answered Dad's prayers and gave me this opportunity to live despite these learning challenges. I'm so glad to be here today with all of you. Actually, I'm very thankful of every single one of you that came. It really means a lot. I'm also grateful for those challenges because it taught me on how to lean on God and my family. So never give up. Your flaws, your mistakes will not define you. Never lose hope because God has a plan for each and every one of us. So you are never, never alone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sam. You're so talented. I would have never guessed that you had a speech disability growing up. But just as how God helped his servants of old, like Moses and Jeremiah, we can see how God helped Sam as well to find the words and the courage to speak.